Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a little bit since I posted a video. Life has gotten a little bit crazy these days, but everything is back to normal, and I have full intentions of getting back on my schedule, and let's go ahead and get started with that trend with my BoxyCharm unboxing. So for those of you that don't know, BoxyCharm is a monthly subscription service for beauty. It's $21 a month. You get 5 to 6 products per month just to try out. They are typically full-size samples or full-size products. Sometimes we'll get samples, but most of the time it's full-size. It'll be anywhere from nail polishes, skincare, of course makeup, and then makeup accessories as well. So this is the box that I got right here. In each one of the boxes, you'll always get one of these cards as well. It's an information card, and then you'll get sometimes, well not sometimes, but you'll always get these coupon codes on the back. I'm always very careful to put these coupon codes down below for you guys as well, so you guys can take advantage of all the great deals. For this box, the theme was this one right here. This is called Wildflower. The box, like I said, is only $21 a month. This month we got 5 products, and the box totals $117. I've discovered a lot of brands that I've either wanted to try or haven't heard of through the subscription service, so it's been really wonderful for me. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and cut over to my face without any makeup so we can do a try on of all the things that we got. So I already have my foundation powder, a little bit of contour, no highlight quite yet. And then my lips are bare, my lashes and everything like that are bare. But we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I like to do just a basic face base, so I do look in these boxes beforehand, but I do want to go ahead and go through it with you. So this is what the inside of the box looks like right here. So the very first thing that I'm seeing are these brushes right here. They are from the brand Eyeliner Cosmetics. So it looks like it's a trio brush set here. This is what they look like. And so it looks like we have a flat kind of brush, or flat squared off brush that I'm gonna guess is probably their eyeliner brush. It doesn't say it on here. And then a little detailer brush like this, and then a fluffy blender brush as well. That one's kind of nice too. I really like these ones. So these are going to be the 3 brushes we get here. These ones here are an $18 value. I haven't heard of the name before, but they feel really nice. Really nice quality. I love the color of them. Green is one of my favorite colors, and it looks like it's made with 100% synthetic fibers, which will make these really durable. It's also going to hold pigment really well, whereas a natural brush or a natural haired bristle is going to be holding the color a little bit differently. It's going to give you a lighter application, whereas synthetic will give you a heavier application. Plus, I also find these are a lot easier to clean for me personally. They dry a lot faster, and like I said, overall they're just a little bit easier to clean, but these are nice ones here, so we're going to go ahead and use these in our look for today. Going into the next thing, just so that we can make sure we grab everything, I'm going to go to the bottom, this one right here. So this looks like it's an eyeshadow palette from the brand Pretty Vulgar. It's called the Nightingale palette. There you go. I've heard of the brand before, I know they're relatively new at Sephora, but I haven't tried it before. So this is what the palette looks like right here. It's a really pretty color palette actually. It looks like a lot of like neutrals up here. So we have 2 right here that are kind of a basic kind of color. This one's like a basic white, and then this one's a peach here. Break Free, which is this one right up here. Let's see if I can grab it. There we go. This is the Break Free kind of color right here. It's like a white kind of color with a little bit of silver reflects in it. We have 2 more base colors right down here, Dark Side and Hide and Seek. Clutch, which is going to be a pretty kind of bronzy gold shade right there, and then Flip Out. And then we have 2 more, it looks like a satin metallic kind of finish, I Spy and Silver Spoon. So this one's kind of like a chocolate brown, and this one's kind of like a blue gray kind of gunmetal color. And then we have Swoop, or Swoop, sorry. Swoop, which is a nice dark chocolate kind of color, After Midnight, and then All Nighter. These ones are really, really pretty. And oh, by the way, here's Nocturnal, this one is Pillow Fight, and this one's Break Free. I think this is going to be a really nice palette as just like a good travel palette. It's also got a nice little mirror up here as well. But it's got a lot of good tones in it. I think it's going to be a really pretty palette just to kind of do everyday looks. And then with these bottom colors as well. So these bottom 2 rows, like right down here and a little bit in this range, I can definitely see using them to deepen up the eye and the crease area, or even using them as eyeliners as well. But let's go ahead and see if we can create a look for this just using this palette here. So I'm going to go into Hide and Seek right here, and then just use this kind of as an overall kind of color. So put my brush in and just dab it off here. I'm going to use this color, the Hide and Seek color, all over the lid. I just want to make sure I get like a nice base down. It's a really pretty kind of like taupey kind of color. For medium skin tones, I think this is going to be a nice base. So now that we have that all over the lid, and then I just used the crease brush that came with the palette just to do that. I'm going to go ahead and continue to darken up the crease as well. I'm going to go into, let's go ahead and dip into Flip Out and see if I can deepen up the crease just a little bit. I don't want to go too heavy. So we'll go ahead and kind of grab it right in here. And we're going to just wiggle it trying to use the tip of the brush just to kind of wiggle in that color. So I'm just kind of tapping it in and blending it out right here. These shades are very, very creamy, which I do really like. But the color payoff, it's going to be a softer payoff. It reminds me pigmentation wise a little bit more of like a Stila eyeshadow, where it's going to be pretty colors but very natural. For the actual eyelid, I kind of want to use this eyeshadow clutch, so I'm really liking this middle row right here. I think it's pretty to kind of do an overall look. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit of a concealer on top of it just to kind of get the base going, and then I'm going to use this Tarte Shape Tape just a little bit. And I already did prime my eyes a little bit with it, but I just want to make sure I get the eyelid nice and primed. And then I'm going to use the flat brush that we got in the box and kind of just not do a full cut crease, but do like a partial cut crease with it. I really like using these kind of brushes for that, because I feel like I can get a lot of good detail working with it. I go back into that Flip Out kind of color and just make sure everything's nicely blended in. And I didn't put a lot of extra product on, just kind of dab and blending it in just so I can really get that nice and blended out. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the flat brush that we have, the kind of the detailer brush, and I'm just going to take some of my original Fix Plus and kind of wet the brush a little bit, because this one is, as you guys can probably see a little bit, it's very metallic. It looks like we definitely have a nice mixture of metallics and satins and then mattes, which I do like, but I'm going to take my wetted brush and just go right on top of the lid here. So using the brush for this particular shadow, this is Clutch, by the way. It doesn't look like it's getting a whole lot of shimmer once it's on the eye. Maybe let's try on the finger instead, because when I do a finger swatch, it comes out very nice. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot better. So it looks like for these shimmer shades, you're gonna want to use your fingertip for it instead of using the wet brush like I had done in the beginning, and then just kind of pat it on there. That's pretty much all I'm gonna do for the lids. I'm gonna take something that's not from the palette here. I'm using one of my brushes here. This is just a Smashbox 39 brush. I believe this is a shader brush. I'm gonna go into some of these top shades here. I think I'm gonna go in with Nocturnal, which is this top one right here, which is a matte cream shade, just on my brush. And then I'm just gonna kind of carve out my arch here. The inner corners, I'm really interested in trying out this Break Free shade right here. You guys can kind of see with a swatch. I'll do a finger swatch for this one. It's very pretty, kind of like a champagne white color. It's definitely sheer, but I'm rating it a lot more white than champagne. But I'm gonna just take it back on my finger because it looks like these shimmer shades are performing better with that. So I'm gonna kind of just tap it right in here on the inner corners. And then I'm gonna go back in with this brush right here. And I'm just wiping it off on a tissue and just using it to kind of blend in everything. I just want to make sure the inner corners, I'm not trying to brush it away, just kind of blend everything out down there. Flat brush again that we got, and then just use like a plain tissue here and wipe off what I can. I'm not too concerned with the product on it. I really just want the edge on it and see how it performs. I think because this to me reads an eyeliner brush or like a detailer brush, so I think I'm gonna go in with this dark shade shadow right here. It's kind of like a chocolatey gray kind of color, but it's matte. So I'm gonna use that as my eyeliner today, or not my eyeliner, but my eye definer is what I'm gonna call it instead, not necessarily eyeliner. I'm just gonna go right up to the lash line right here and go like 2/3 of the way in and kind of just smoke it out. I'm gonna put eyeliner over it too, but I just want to use it kind of to smoke it out just a little bit. I think it's gonna be pretty to kind of give a little dimension to the eye. I'm also gonna take that dark side shade just underneath the eye here. I'm gonna go back into Hide and Seek, which is the original color that we used right there. And then I'm just gonna kind of smoke out the lower lash line and kind of just blend dark side and this Hide and Seek into the my skin here, just to kind of nicely blend it out and smoke it out. I think that's about it for the eyes. I'm gonna jump into the next item in the box. Like I said, I already kind of knew what was in it. So the next item that I know is in the box is this one right here. It's from Butter London. It's called their Stroke of Wow, and it says it's a roll-on precision eyeliner brush. This one here retails for $19. I haven't actually tried anything from Butter London other than their nail polishes, so I'm really interested to try this out. But this is kind of what it looks like. It's just kind of like a screw off. And this is the tip of it, which is very, very interesting. So there you go, you guys can kind of see it's an actual ball like right there, which is pretty interesting, and it's giving a pretty straight line. So this will be interesting. I haven't really used anything like this before, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. So I'm gonna just hold my eye a little bit on the tighter side, just holding it kind of like I do, and pull it just slightly, not really drag it. I don't want to create those extra wrinkles or more than we need to, but I want to hold it tight because I'm afraid with the ball right there it's gonna pull in a different way. But let's go ahead and try it out. All right, I can't say I'm liking this. I don't know if you can see, I am struggling to get a good line going here. This is not my best wing. What I'm gonna do, and I love keeping these around as well, these are just like Almay remover pads. They're just like these cloth things right here, and I'm gonna just take it and kind of clean up the wing here. Let's see if I can try that again. Oh, it's doing some weird things when I pull it off, like kind of I don't know if you guys can see it kind of flaking there. That's interesting. Let's see if I can just take a dry tissue and kind of wipe it off. So that's really interesting. It's definitely drying down really fast. I just did that quick little swipe right there. So I can't say I've ever seen anything quite like that, but let's see if we can do another round at the wing here. I think I'm kind of figuring it out. So I'm just gonna kind of hold, and then you kind of have to aim and like drag at the same time. Let's see if I can get it to connect here. Alright, so I don't think this is gonna be my wing liner brush, that's for sure. So I did the best I could with my wing liner. It's definitely one of the sharpest wing liners I've ever done because it's so thin and I don't really want to make it any thicker. Again, I can't say that I like the consistency of it. I mean, it does say to shake it up, and I did beforehand, but I'm thinking for me this one is just not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do instead is go back to that flat eyeliner brush that we got and go into the deepest shade in the palette, which is right here. This one is All Nighter, and I think I'm just gonna use this one as my eyeliner just to kind of go over it and see if I can clean it up just a little bit. And what I'm doing with this too is I'm really just gonna kind of smoke it out, and you go between this one and the fluffy brush and just kind of blend it out. And I'm gonna make it a little bit of a smokier eyeline look instead, because this eyeliner I don't think it's gonna work here. I think for now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it right here and do the other eye off camera, and what I just used on my lashes for mascara is this new Hourglass Caution mascara. I'm really loving what it's doing to my lashes. I have no false eyelashes on. I think I've mentioned in one of my previous videos that for me that's personally just not something that I'm super into. I definitely am a little bit more of the natural lash kind of gal. But anyway, moving right along, the next thing that we got in our box is this one right here. Which I was super excited about. We got this as one of our teasers. This is from Laura Geller. This is a baked blush and called Baked and Brighten in tropical hues. So this is what it looks like right here. It's a gorgeous I want to say a shimmery blush. It's kind of like a peachy and gold mixture. So this is what it looks like. I'll swatch on the back of my hand here. It's a really pretty down the brightness just so you guys can see. So this is what it looks like right here. It reminds me so much of NARS Orgasm. It's definitely got that pinky peachy kind of color. It's a little bit more metallic than the NARS one, but it definitely reminds me a whole lot of this one. So I'm going to take one of my Real Techniques. This is the buffing brush. This is just kind of the random brush, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And we're going to put this on. So this is giving a really nice, I don't know if you guys can see it here. So this is giving like a really nice golden flush to the skin. There's a lot of kickback on it, which I'm a little surprised by for a baked blush. But it's very pretty. It's very glowy. I don't know if you can see it. It almost makes me want to use it a little bit more of like a blush topper rather than an actual blush. I think do is go into this Note blush that we got from our Boxy charm a couple Boxy charms ago, or 2 Boxy charms ago. And I'm just going to see if I can kind of actually blush it up just a little bit here. And kind of I'm just like really just patting and dragging. Doing my oh so pretty blush face. Screams a little bit more of a summer blush, but overall it's really pretty. But we're gonna go ahead and move right along. The last thing we got in our box is actually this thing right here, the brand Hank and Harry, which I haven't actually heard before. This is their liquid lipstick. This retails for $17. I got mine in the shade it's a matte liquid lipstick. I got mine in the shade Petal Pusher, or yes, Petal Pusher. It looks like it's gonna be a really pretty color. This is the applicator, which I actually love these applicators that are kind of pointy like that. I'm gonna go in and not use a liquid lipstick, so let's go ahead and try. My lips are completely bare, and kind of take that little, so we're gonna see what we can do here. Alright, so that's the lip on. I really like the lip actually. It's a lot darker than I was expecting. I don't know why. I guess from the color petal pusher, I guess, and the top of it, I was expecting a little bit more of like a mauve-y kind of color, but it's definitely not. It's completely matte. There's a little bit of transfer on it. I'm gonna wait for it to dry down a little bit more before I say it's completely transfer proof. But it's pretty darn close, and honestly I love the color of it. I think it's gorgeous. Definitely a nice pretty color for the upcoming fall season. That was all that we got for the box. Turned out the only thing I guess I'm not a huge fan of is the blush, but I really like how everything turned out. Definitely very pretty, definitely making me ready for fall. Let's go ahead and jump right into my final thoughts. So guys, just as I let you know just a second ago, initially looking at this box, I would say it probably wasn't something I would consider fall inspired. But now that the complete makeup look is on, I'm definitely going to say this is making me completely ready for fall. Makes me want to go grab a sweater or some tea or something like that. This color and these eyes, I think it turned out gorgeously. Kind of going through the different things that we got, starting out with the brush set. Overall, I say the brush set is pretty good. Whether or not I mentioned these are $18 for this 3-piece set. I'd say they were pretty good. These two were fine, a little bit stiffer than I was expecting. The blending brush did a pretty good job. I think it looks pretty good, so that was something that was kind of nice. I have something like these in my collection, so these are going to be, I'm going to hold on to these and I'm definitely going to use them. Probably not the best brushes I've ever used, but I definitely still like them. The Nightingale palette from Pretty Vulgar, I really like it. I think this is going to be a great thing to have and kind of run around town with. The shimmers in this one, like the clutch shade that I used all over my lid, I think is gorgeous. I'm definitely going to keep playing around with it. The pigment, like I said, wasn't the highest pigment, but that's okay. I think it still turned out and gave a really pretty soft look. For me, this one, the eyeliner from Butter London, that baller or roller ball one, I'm going to say is an absolute fail. Well, not fail, but a pass. I had a really hard time putting it on, and then once I was even putting it on and doing kind of the blending out like I had done with these brushes right here, I was noticing all over my table right here that it seemed to kind of crumble immediately, and even kind of just trying to wipe it off and clean it, I was already finding it crumbling as well. So for me, this one's going to be a pass on that. The Laura Geller blush, I guess highlight, whatever we're gonna call it, I really like it in the general sense as a blush topper. I don't personally think it was great for the fall season coming up. I do think it gives a really pretty healthy, pretty glow to the skin, so I'm gonna keep playing around with it, but probably use it a little bit more as a blush topper rather than a blush on its own. I think when I paired it with the Note blush that we got from our previous Boxy charm, I think it definitely made for a nice look and a healthy glow, but on its own, I'd say it's a little too shimmery for that. The Hank and Harry lipstick, I actually really like it. The lipstick has had a chance to dry down, and it feels very, very comfortable and not super drying. As I mentioned before, the applicator on it, I love this applicator. I had done this lip with just the applicator, no lip liner or anything like that, and I feel like a really crisp line. Now that it's had a little bit of time to dry, it's a little bit transfer proof, but nothing crazy. The color wasn't quite what I was expecting. Like I said, from the packaging, this is not what I would have thought was coming out of it, but I do think the color is really, really pretty as well. And I'm definitely going to keep using it. Like I said, it's extremely comfortable. So like I said, overall, I'd say the box was pretty good this time. The only things that I was, like I said, kind of on the fence about were these eyeliner and the blush. The blush, I'm not going to use. This, I'm probably almost never going to use. It was just a little too much for me. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for being a subscriber of mine. I love all of you guys, and I really appreciate all your love and support. please make sure before you leave to like and subscribe this video. That way you can see all the upcoming Boxy charms that I have. I have a lot of fun things planned for the Halloween season coming up, as well as just fun videos as well coming up. So please make sure you like and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos coming up. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!